Hey, what is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be changing up the camera angle a little bit, using my phone this time. Camera is really nice on this thing. But I'm sorry I haven't posted any videos in a while. School's kind of taking over my life at the moment. That's my #1 priority. So YouTube will be second. Well, I mean, there's a few other things. But basically, I'm pushing YouTube aside right now. I'm still going to try to post as much as I can. But as far as what I can post on opportunities, they're kind of slim. If you have any ideas of what I should do, please write down in the comment section. Let me know what you think I should do, because I'm running a blank on a lot of things. But since it is cooling down, it will open up a lot of things as far as stuff I want to do. Like, I'm going to undercut the truck. I'm going to do header wrap. I plan on using some paint correction, all that stuff. Show you guys how to do it, and learning process is me as well. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. But today I'm going to be talking about E85 and why you should run it. And this is more of a performance / aftermarket aspect. Not so much daily driving, but this can go into it as well as far as your average car that is flex fuel. Okay, #1 thing as far as if you want to run E85, you need to make sure your car is flex fuel. I drive my truck, it's off and on. It's been about off and on ever since I got it with ethanol. And I mean, I like it. It's nothing really crazy when you're running naturally aspirated, but as far as getting a little bit of extra power for the same cost, basically, I mean, you can't complain. So one of the things about it is ethanol is cheaper. Okay, it's right now, I would say it's like $2. Prices have gone up just because a hurricane hit us, so yeah, that sucks. But also premium has gone up too, and if you're running anything aftermarket on your car or doing any modifications, you're obviously going to be running premium 91 or 93 octane fuel. So it's going to be expensive. So a lot of people say you're going to lose money if you run ethanol, E85. The answer is no. And will you save money as well? The answer is no. I mean, it really depends on the price gap, what fuel mileage you're getting with ethanol, what fuel mileage you're getting with premium gas, but I've averaged about the same cost. I mean, yes, you use 30 to 40% more fuel with ethanol, but as far as losing money because of the price gap in it, that's not the case. I mean, you're going to have to fill up more, but you don't have to pay more, if that makes any sense. So getting that out of the way, you will see a decrease in gas mileage, but don't freak out, because if you're already running premium and it is a big enough price gap, you should be fine. And there's online calculators as far as will you lose money or save money running ethanol, and how much I don't know, there's some cool websites as far as that. You basically put in your mileage with regular fuel, unleaded gasoline, and your mileage that you get with ethanol, E85, and basically says, and you put in the prices, the price difference, and it says how much you will spend per full tank, or how much you'll spend per, let's say, 250 miles. How much you'll spend and how many miles. It's kind of cool. It just gives you a list of all these things. There's a few different ones. A few different ones are better than others, but yeah, basically it does all the same thing. With naturally aspirated, E85 isn't going to give you a big advantage. You will be able to shove the timing way up to a certain point, you know. You can only gain so much out of that with naturally aspirated. But with that being said, with you only doing so much with that, one of my tuner, and also this YouTuber Alejandro Flores, he is a Coyote guy, he's into Fords, all that, but his videos are very informative, and I watched one of his videos about this, and he also cleared up what my tuner said also, is that any naturally aspirated car, you'll see about the same advantages from 85% ethanol as you will with around 50% ethanol. You don't need to go the full 85%. So with that being said, if you've done modifications naturally aspirated wise, and you don't have big enough injectors like me to run full E85, you can run the blend at 50% and you'll still get the full benefits of E85. Because I mean, your engine can only do so much as far as advance the timing and all that naturally aspirated to even gain the power. So yeah, but as far as it being boosted or forced induction, I mean, the increase is incredible. Like, it's incredible. Like, it's really, I don't know. It's basically poor man's race fuel if you think about it. One of the misconceptions about E85 is that it's 85% octane. That is not true. I even recently had an argument with my friend because he was like, no, it's 85 octane. I was like, no, ethanol, 85%, E85. The octane rating is actually around 105. It could be more or less depending on the blend or where you get it from or what kind of fuel it's mixed with. It's all different variables, but it's around 105 octane. So it's basically a poor man's race fuel. Because I know methanol, I'm not too sure how much that costs a gallon, but I know like race fuel from VP and all that stuff's expensive. And for you to just get this at your local pump, I mean, you can't beat that. Also, one of the things too is that people say it's really corrosive, it's going to harm your engine and all that. Especially just running E10, which is in 70% of all fuel in the United States. I mean, yes and no. The only thing that's really going to corrode away, I would say, is just the fuel lines. If your fuel lines aren't made for ethanol itself, I mean, yeah, you will see premature corrosion or premature breakdown in there. But as far as it destroying your engine, no. And it's going to be a long-term effect if that is the case as far as corrosion goes. I mean, cars are running 10% ethanol everywhere. How many cars you see constantly break down because of ethanol? None. I mean, it's the only thing I can see of messing your car up is if you have it sit for a while, and you just don't do that. I mean, you have a car, you're supposed to drive it. I can see if you got a classic car, you want to preserve the mileage, just run regular gas. But if you want to run ethanol, put ethanol while you're driving it, but don't let it sit. So basically, if your vehicle is flex fuel, you can run ethanol safely. It will be more taxing on your fuel system just because you're going to have to run 30 to 40% more fuel. But as far as it being safe, I mean, all the fuel lines are all made for ethanol. Your fuel pump is made for it. Your fuel pump is actually upgraded. I mean, I wouldn't say it's upgraded, but it flows more than a non-flex fuel car of the same make and model. Your fuel injectors are going to be bigger if it comes from the factory with flex fuel. So as far as running E85 and a flex fuel engine, it's fine. It's like running any other fuel. You don't have to worry about your certain percentage. That's why it's flex fuel. It's flexible on the fuel you put in. So you can run E50, E60, E70, you'll be fine. It doesn't really matter. You just got to make sure you run it for at least 7 to 10 miles for the engine, or for it to go through the engine before you shut it off, so it can recognize the fuel and the computer changes it for it. But other than that, it's good to go. But as far as your car, I mean, I haven't really looked into flex fuel kits for cars, but I assume it's the same stuff. I know they're expensive, but as far as doing the upgrade on the computer, getting the sensors for it, I don't know if it upgrades the fuel pump as well or any of the fuel lines. I guess it depends on the kit you get for ethanol. But yeah, so just make sure you do that. So I'm trying not to ramble too long on this because it's just me talking, so it can get pretty annoying pretty fast. But what I'm trying to say is, if anyone talks you down about running ethanol, saying that you are a dumbass for even thinking about running it, that it's going to ruin your engine, it's not all that great, I mean, they're wrong. There's no other way to put it. So what I want you to get out of this is that if you want to run E85 or any ethanol blend, go for it. I mean, there's really no losses you're taking. So in the performance aspect as far as E85, I mean, if you're thinking about running it or you got questions about it, I mean, obviously, if you have questions about it, you're watching this video, unless you're one of the guys that just watch a video just to see what they can prove wrong, you know? So if you have any of those comments that you think I'm terribly wrong, which I might be wrong on some things, go down. I would love to read those and see what your ideas are. If I'm actually am wrong on some things, I mean, let me know. I don't want to be telling y'all misinformation, but don't be a dick about it. But as far as performance-wise for E85, I mean, and Mighty Car Mods did a very in-depth video on this, so I recommend y'all go watch this after that too. But what they said in that video is a very valid point, and was saying that that when you're running any ethanol, your odds of engine failure while running ethanol just decreased by a lot. I mean, you have a high octane fuel, so that is reducing knock like crazy. I mean, there's not going to be basically any knock if you're running 85% ethanol or 90% or 100%, whatever you can get your hands on. It's a high octane fuel, So as far as knocking with a boosted engine or anything, you're not going to see any engine failures on that. What you will see is if you don't have high enough octane and you got premature detonation causing you to destroy your engine. I mean, so as far as the short-term aspect for anything performance, so you want to get the max out of your engine safely, but let's face it, if you're modding your engine, especially a lot to where it's definitely not stock anymore and you're pushing 1,000 horsepower or more, you're not going to see much life out of that engine. I mean, yeah, you'll see it last a while, and there's going to be engine failures, and there's going to be engines that can run 100,000 miles with that much horsepower fine. I mean, there's variables and everything. There's no certain thing about that. But yeah, so I mean, basically what I'm trying to get out of this is that if you want to run it, go for it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, it's not really going to hurt anything, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I've rambled on quite a bit. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you found it very informative, also give it a thumbs up, whatever. Also, if you like the content I got, I'm trying to post more videos, so subscribe to my channel. And I don't have any more else to say. So see you guys next time.